Hey everybody, I'm Meteorologist Gavin Sandel. Well, today is July 16th and we're just over 3 weeks removed from the summer solstice. But today is actually the day where climatologically we're at the highest average temperature. That's 83 degrees. And so that makes you think, why do we have to tend to it being today where the temperature is highest as compared to it actually being on the day where the sun is at its highest angle in the sky? So I'm going to first explain the sun's angle and what it typically does during the year. And it's a very predictable cycle. It gets at its highest at the summer solstice on June 21st, 72 degrees above the horizon. But then during the winter months, specifically the winter solstice on December 21st, then it gets to the lowest spots on the horizon. And when it's at its midpoint at about 49 degrees, that's what we call the equinoxes, the spring and fall equinoxes as well. Right now, we are at the downtrend of that. On July 16th, we're at 70.1 degrees. And there's always, when it's not during the winter or summer solstice, there's always an equal to that. And our equal in sun angle is May 26th, but you could tell below, today's average high, 83 degrees. But if you go the opposite distance from the summer solstice, it is way lower, 74.5. So you can see that there is a very noticeable difference in terms of temperatures from the solstice. There's that peak is right now, and the lower temperatures are an equal distance before. So I'm going to talk to you about the diurnal range, and this is on a daily scale, the typical average flow of temperatures as you go throughout the day. And as the sun rises, it is at its lowest point, which is after sunset, and then after it reaches its maximum at solar noon, then a couple of hours after, it reaches its highest point. That's just the natural variation in temperatures throughout the day from its highest to its lowest. And it's defined as the daily variation in maximum and minimum temperatures. And so you have your highest in the afternoon, and after the sun sets, past solar midnight, it goes at sunrise. So you can tell there's a little bit of a delay there. And if we maximize this to a yearly scale, this is when it makes sense. So during the winters, you have very short days. Blink of an eye, maybe not 8-9 hours, it's gone. But as the spring goes on, you get more hours, 10, 11, 12, more opportunities for the earth to get heated by the sun. But once you get to summer, now you have really long days, 14, maybe 15 hours. And if you're lucky on the North or South Pole, then you get 24 hours. But the big hitter here is as the sun beats down during the summer, it heats the ground, it heats the water as well, but it's going to keep heating even though we get past that time of the maximum sun angle during the summer. So even in the months of July and August, you still get net heating before the sun eventually, the angle starts to eventually take hold. So that's why there's a delay right there. It takes a little bit of a delay for when the sun is still pretty high in the sky versus when the sun starts to get a little bit lower in the sky. So it's pretty interesting stuff, and actually the flip side is true during the winter as well. We don't get our lowest temperatures until the dead of winter at the end of January. I'm Meteorologist Gavin Sandel. Thank you so much for watching.